Hello, welcome to Make a Difference, the program that showcases volunteers and Montgomery County organizations with volunteer opportunities. I'm your host, Lucille Baur. During this holiday season, there are many wonderful ways we can volunteer to help. Today, we're going to talk about the deeply rewarding volunteer opportunities that allow us the privilege of becoming a support to a person or family during a crisis. One of the most challenging circumstances a family endures is caring for a terminally ill adult or child. Families who have received the free, non-medical assistance of Hospice Caring Incorporated are overwhelmingly grateful for this nonprofit organization's compassionate and practical care. When we come back, we'll find out about the variety of ways we could make a difference by sharing respect, strength, advocacy, and hope. Coming up next, reminders from the Montgomery County Volunteer Center. Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Lucille Baur. We are very pleased to have Allison Stearns, the Executive Director of Hospice Caring Incorporated, with us today to talk about the vital support this organization provides and the types of volunteer opportunities it offers. Hello, Allison.
Hi.
Now, your organization offers non-medical support hospice services. I think most people have an understanding of medical hospice services. Tell us a little bit about the differences between the medical and the non-medical hospice.
Correct. Thank you for having me. Medical hospice is what most people think of when they think of end-of-life support services, or what some people call comfort care, where there are doctors and nurses and social workers and people trying to work with the patient and the family to make them comfortable and to manage their pain medications and manage their medical equipment needs and their skilled nursing staff that might help people with bathing and medications and so forth. We provide volunteers, very compassionate, well-trained, screened volunteers who have been trained to really understand the dying process and feel that compassion for the family, and will help with anything that would supplement those medical services. So all of the things that you might often see happening in a neighborhood or a faith community in a very organic way, childcare, friendly visits, talking about fears and anxieties that the person might have, walking the dog, preparing meals, doing laundry, lighthouse cleaning, those kinds of things.
You'll even wash windows if that's
needed. We will. We have the most amazing volunteers that really are willing to just find out what the person needs and just be there to meet their needs and to help them have that emotional comfort and peace of mind as they're approaching their end of life.
And how wonderful, what wonderful that support really is for these families and for the patients. And you provide these services for free. And I believe that has to happen because the majority of your staff is volunteer. Now, these are trained volunteers. How many volunteers do you have? What sorts of training do they go through, and what kind of a time commitment do people who are volunteering provide?
We have over 400 volunteers. We have about
Wow.
430 volunteers. And just to put it in perspective, we have 7 paid employees and half of them are part-time. So the way I describe it often is that the heartbeat and the face of hospice caring really is the volunteers. When people are interested in volunteering, there are a lot of different things they can do to volunteer. But to start with the patient and family services, the direct services, they do call and express an interest. They come in for a brief interview, and then they would go through a 3-day intensive training, which we offer 4 times a year.
And full day or certain hours of the day?
Correct, 3 full days.
Full days, okay.
We have a really well-established, very tight training. All staff go through it as well. I went through it myself when I started with the organization not too long ago. It's 3 full days of training where we have different modules, and they learn everything from understanding the dying process to talking about loss and grief and what family members might be going through. We have an attorney who's on our board, Jerry Gimmel, comes in and talks about estate planning and end-of-life planning and what it means to have a living will or different documents, legal documents that are important to have related to end-of-life services and end-of-life care. We take a field trip to a funeral home. Mm-hmm. We have role plays. We talk about compassion and how just sort of the philosophy of hospice caring and really being on the path of what the patient wants. It's the patient's journey. We're not there to bring our own value system and to tell the patients what we think they should do around decisions they should make, but really just to be compassionate and supportive and help to empower them to be happy with their end of life. So our volunteers go through this 3-day intensive training, usually in groups of about 10 to 15. Ooh. And at the end of those 3 days, they make the decision if they're really interested in pursuing this. Every once in a while, somebody will go through the training and say, maybe this work isn't for me, or maybe I want to facilitate bereavement support groups, but it makes me uncomfortable to do the patient and family work. We have something for everybody at Hospice Caring.
And you know what, I looked at your website, and you really do offer a wide variety of opportunities. Talking about someone going through their final stages of life can be difficult for people to understand and to relate to. But the training certainly gives people confidence. So if you are a people person, the kind of person that really wants to work with the patient, you mentioned some of the services that you would provide that are patient related. And of course they're non-medical. So you really are becoming kind of a friend and support system, correct?
Exactly. Only there are things that make it different. A lot of times people are more comfortable talking to a stranger than they are to a friend or family, even if they have a strong support system. Death is such a hard topic for people. There's so much emotional, complicated emotional dynamics that might be happening that sometimes the patient really needs to talk about their fears and anxieties, but they don't want to burden their friends and family with it because their friends and family may be just as upset by what they're going through as they are. Right. So it's almost easier sometimes for a stranger. We also, the volunteers do become a friend and a mentor and just a support person to kind of be there and be present with the person so the person's not alone. But we do also work with the volunteers to set some boundaries so that after the person does pass away, they have a way of kind of breaking away and protecting themselves so that they can move on and continue to be a volunteer for us and not burn out, really.
Sure.
So having the infrastructure of hospice caring, I think, bridges the gap between what happens in a very organic way in communities anyway and bringing in some of that structure that allows the person to have the support they need, to have somebody to check in with, to know that what they're doing is working and is appropriate and is kind of meeting the needs of the family in a way that's holding on to the integrity of what we're there to do.
Sure, and talking about meeting the needs of the family, this is certainly one of the most challenging, difficult times a family, close friends go through are the final stages of life of their loved one. And so you were also able to provide services for the family members and the very close friend caregivers. What sort of services for them?
When our caregivers are working with the families, working with the patient, they're really supporting the family members also simultaneously. There's a lot of anticipatory grief going on with the family members, and they become emotional support for that person. And more importantly, if there's one caregiver, that caregiver really needs extra sets of hands sometimes for some of the more practical kinds of things that they need in order to keep their family, their dying family member at home or wherever they want to be. So our volunteers really provide respite. So the caregiver, whether they need to work or they just need a break or they need to be able to go to the grocery store, we can stay with the patient and provide that friendly visiting at a time that the person knows that their loved one is home and safe with somebody with them. So that's a really concrete, practical way that we provide support for the caregiver. We also provide a lot of bereavement services after the patients die, and even for people who have experienced death in their family or of loved ones who haven't been served by us.
Right, separate and apart from what you are doing with a terminally ill person, you can provide these other bereavement services.
Correct. A big part of what we do, we have very comprehensive bereavement services for both adults and children throughout Montgomery County.
And the children, you know, sometimes when you're so caught up with a loved one ending their life, you don't realize the impact that that's having on the children, the young people in the family. But you have some fun support for young people as well. And so if you want to provide volunteer services for children, how would you do that through Hospice Caring?
Well, we do occasionally have children who have terminal illness, and we get referrals, and people can be caregivers, and we actually have caregivers who are only interested in working with children. So that's something else that I think is significant to say about our volunteers, is that we really try to match volunteers to do the kind of work that really speaks to them. So if somebody comes to us and is only interested in providing caregiving for children, then we wait until we have a child referral, and that's who that person is matched with. But in addition to the caregiving, we have a group in our schools throughout Montgomery County Public Schools and in some private schools called the Good Grief Club. And the Good Grief Club is a 7-week bereavement support group for children.
So that's a nice long span of time.
Yes, it's a 7-week, once-a-week program. We've done it at elementary, middle school, and high school level. And we train, in addition to the 3-day training, our volunteers who are interested in facilitating Good Grief Clubs are then invited back for an additional 2 days where they specifically are trained in the materials and curriculum that we use for the Good Grief Clubs.
Now, we're not, unfortunately, going to have enough time to go into all the specifics, but your website does give all this good information. Tell us your website address.
The website is www.hospicecaring.org.
And phone number?
301-869-HOPE. It's 4673. Right.
And just a final comment here. What kind of feedback do you get from your volunteers? How do they feel when they're able to volunteer for Hospice Caring?
Oh, it is the most heartwarming, amazing place to be because of the feedback we get from the volunteers and the families we've served. But we have volunteers who have been with us for almost the entire 25 years we've been in existence. I am proud to say we have very little turnover with the volunteers, and every time we tell volunteers how amazing they are and how wonderful it is to have them with us, their response is typically that they gain more than they're giving.
I firmly believe that's the case. You are always going to receive more than you give. Our time is short, unfortunately. We've been talking with Allison Stearns, the Executive Director of Hospice Caring Incorporated. And to learn more about volunteering with Hospice Caring or other opportunities in Montgomery County, contact the Volunteer Center at 240-777-2600 or visit their website at www.montgomeryserves.org. And remember, especially during this holiday season, the best gift that you could receive is knowing that you are making a difference by sharing your time and talents as a volunteer.